Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. As we are all aware that the Ummah is going through a very difficult time, and sometimes it's really difficult for us to even understand what's going on. There is fitna, there is chaos, there is mistrust, there is misinformation, there is all sorts of distractions, etc., that we are living through, and sometimes people fail to understand the reasons behind whatever is happening to the ummah. So I thought it's a great idea if we could look into some of the ahadith, some of the narrations that we have from the Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. So I'm sharing this with you. You can see, you can read it on the screen as well, but I will be reading it for you, and wherever necessary, giving some commentary as well. So these ahadiths are talking about the Muslim Ummah at the end of the time. So the Holy Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there will come a time for people that they will not respect their scholars except for their good clothing. So it's very obvious, very clear. The hadith is saying that the people would just judge scholars by their clothing. So if they wear good clothes, like scholarly clothes, etc., robes, etc., they would think that they are great scholars. And if you have a scholar who does not have, whose apparent kind of condition is not as good, then people would just ignore
It's 2 o'clock.
ignore him, or actually not give them any importance. So this is Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam talking about, saying that they should not be doing that. Good clothing doesn't make a person a scholar. They will not hearken to the Quran except for the pleasant voice. So hearken means to listen attentively. So they will not listen to the Quran, basically, except for the beautiful voice. So that's what we these days sometimes do. We listen to the beautiful voices of some of the qaris, and we appreciate that, we praise them, and that's the only thing that we enjoy about the Quran, the pleasant voice. And they do not really get to the message. I mean, the next level of the Quranic understanding. And then Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam continues and says, and they will not worship Allah except for during the fasting month. So their ibadah, the time of their ibadah is specific only through the month of Ramadan. Maybe even that is missing these days. Sometimes people don't have even time for ibadat and worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even during the month of Ramadan. If a person is busy, really busy, due to some responsibilities, duties, etc., that he cannot stop, and that would cause him a lot of great harm, etc. And so basically having a valid excuse, then that's fine. But if a person doesn't do much, like he wants to spend his time on some, these days people are spending their time on, during the month of Ramadan, on sports, on video games, on watching movies, and gossiping and going out and things like that. Even though they might not be haram, but the month of Ramadan is for spirituality, not for connecting ourselves to these materialistic kind of things. So there will be no shyness in their women. So women will lose their haya, and that you can judge yourself, you can see it for yourself. No patience in their poor ones. So the poor of the community would not have any sabr, and no prosperity for their rich ones. And the people who are rich, they would not have any kind of barakah in their wealth. They will not be contented with a small portion. So they, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them, they would not find it, enough, and they would always be hungry for more and more wealth and money and whatever of dunya they want, and they will not be satiated with abundance. So even if they are given ghina and abundance of wealth or money, etc., they would still want to have more. So greed would reach its height, and that's what we see these days today. They will strive only for their stomach. Their religion is their money, wealth, and so all these lines are talking about the materialistic way and style and life of people. So they will only work for the dunya, work for their stomach, and their religion would definitely become money. As you can see, a lot of people are even the business of religion these days. So their business, their industry is religion, and they work through the religion, eat through the religion, and do everything through the religion. So religion is also for materialistic gains and purposes. Their women are their qibla, direction of worship. So I would not comment much on that, and people need to see that whether they are doing anything like that, because the qibla is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not a person or a group of people. And their homes are their mosques, so they will not go to the masjid, they will not attend the Islamic centers, etc. They would not. They would leave. They would say, okay. I mean, these days we have some even scholars suggesting some people to just sit at home and do the ibadah at home instead of going to the masajid, and slowly and gradually the masajid would be abandoned, and their homes would become their mosques, masjid. They run away from their scholars just as lambs run away from wolves. This is also 100% true. These days, people don't like genuine scholars. They run away from genuine scholars. They only like the good clothing ones, who have good style and handsome and groomed and so on and so forth. And instead of really looking at the ilm and spirituality and taqwa of the person, people just chase the dunya and their deen because it's their dunya. So they don't like genuine scholars and scholarship, especially the scholars who do Amrul Ma'ruf and Nahi Anil Munkar, invite people to what is good, what is right, and ask the people to not commit sins, etc. Because people take these things as personal things these days. Then, when they become like that, so now the consequences of whatever people are doing, the consequences are these. When they become like that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will afflict them with three conditions. At first, He takes the prosperity from their properties. There is no barakah in their property. Whatever the wealth of this world they have, it's not going to be of any much benefit to them. The second is that a cruel ruler will dominate them. We can see especially in the Muslim countries, the rulers are all cruel. Really, we need to think about that. The third is that they will pass away from their world without having true faith. So the iman would be taken from their hearts, and when a person dies, he dies without faith and without true iman. So this was the first hadith. The second hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, there will come a time for my ummah when their rulers will be cruel, their scholars will be greedy, and they and have little piety. Their worshippers will act hypocritically. Their merchants will commit usury and conceal the defects of their buyings and sellings, and their women will be busy with the ornaments of the world. Hence, at this time, the most vicious of them will dominate over them, and their good doers will invocate, but they will not be answered. So you can read the hadith for yourself and see, isn't it what we are living through now? This hadith is found in Biharul Anwar. Now, the next hadith, the third hadith, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "There will come a time for my ummah when they will love five things while neglecting five others. They will love this world and neglect the next world. They will love wealth and forget the day of reckoning, Hisab. Their men, will love corruptive women and forget the huris." So the promise is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if you chase corrupt women in this world, you're not going to get the huris in Jannah. They will love buildings and forget the graves. So that's 100% true. These days, people are building, skyscrapers, forgetting that even Fir'aun could not live forever, and he had to leave his pyramids. And they will love themselves, and forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those such people dislike me, and I too dislike them. So such people are not liked by Allah's Prophet. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not like such people. So this was a message, and inshallah, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me, first of all, tawfiq to implement this in my life. And if you find it useful, please share it with other Muslim brothers. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.